Hello and welcome back to Collaboration Global's 10-minute teach for members of the Academy and Collaborator Pros. This month in July 2021, we are going to be talking about Colabs. Now, you might be new to the community and you maybe not have heard of a collab before. So over the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be sharing why we have collabs, just checking my notes here, what happens in a collab, the logistics of it all. Week 3 is how is that going to work for you specifically? And week 4, what if it doesn't work out? What are you going to do then? Or what if it does? What magic could happen? So that's what we're talking about over the coming month. That's the gist of it. If you listen to a members meeting, or if you're at a members meeting, then I'll be explaining it in a lot more detail. But for week 1, I'd like to explain to you why. Why are we having collabs? What the hell is a collab anyway? So everything that happens in Collaboration Global stems from a need for the members and a need to do the best for the members. So we were considering a little while ago, what if, and we have a few options happening, what if our community were flooded with new members? Great problem to have, eh? At the moment, we're gradually growing, and bit by bit, people are being assimilated into our culture. But what if we had 100 or 1,000 people join us all at once? How would that work? And then what if we lost people in the cracks? What if somebody was to join and then it was 6 months before they'd even been invited to come and speak at a podcast or been invited to speak at one of our guest meetings? You know, we don't want people to fall through the gaps. So that was the problem we were coming up with. And the solution that we feel we've come together with is actually better than we could ever have imagined. So let me explain some of the reasons that we're doing it, but also what has come out of that. Was the initial, we need to do something about this. We want to protect the culture. We want to look after the culture and make sure everybody understands how it works. And we want to make sure that nobody in the community slips through the gaps. You know, you don't want anyone to feel like they're invisible, they're not being seen and they're not being heard. So the Colabs was born, and the collab is collaboration. But also it's like a getting together laboratory, where we start off with a kind of petri dish of experiments of what might happen. So if you imagine you are put with 2 other people, the universe chooses, we don't really have much say in it apart from, oh, actually, they might go really well with them. Or maybe somebody's requested, can I have this new person come in because they're my friend or whatever. The universe brings you together. And in these 3s, we have a luminary overseeing them. We'll go into all the details of it next week, but what we want to realize is that within those 3, we want to demonstrate that we are a caring community. And it demonstrates that caring because that 3 that you are with, that you have been put with, the universe has made it happen. You've been attracted to. There is a reason, we don't know what it is yet, but there's a reason why you're with these 2 people. It might be collaborations brewing. It might be that you have a lesson to learn. It might be you have a lesson to teach. But those 2 other people are going to be you're going to create a space that is like no other space you are currently inhabiting. If you have a business coach or a personal development coach, awesome. There is a relationship there, but there's usually a transactional relationship to a certain extent. So that is a certain type of relationship. You might get on really well with your family and your friends and you say, I can talk to them about anything, but that's a different dynamic. You might have a mentor, or you might have a partner in business, and that is a different relationship. This is something that we think, as time's gone on, we're noticing is quite unique. It's becoming a sacred space. A space where you can genuinely be you without any relation to anything else in your life. You're not a mother or a father or a son or a daughter or a brother or sister or friend. Whatever part you play in life, you come to a collab just as you, and you don't have to pretend. All right. This is the place where you can just take off all of those masks, those jackets, those hats that you wear, and just be you. So it gives you an opportunity to have a deeper connection to our members. And bearing in mind, although there's only 3 of you, there will be a luminary, the person that's kind of shining a light on all of you, looking after that 3. And that luminary, as time goes on, will be looking after 4 other groups of 3. So there's you, your group, and 4 others. So you'll be connected through the luminary to 15 different people. And then there'll be other luminaries who are connected to your luminary, and they will have 15 people to look after as well. And so we're building a bigger matrix where they will be able to help connect you to useful people, see at collaborations that are coming about. They'll be given training on how to do this as well. Some people do it naturally, but we'll be supporting them so that they can look after you to the best of their ability, and they will understand collaboration as well. As well as, obviously, you might go, I know collaboration, that's fine. Well, collaboration in that real world sense or collaboration global sense, slight nuance. So we're all going to be connected through these collabs. And it's the place for you to be your real you. And it's a place to discuss collaboration, you know, because sometimes we're going to come up with things because we're all learning as we go. And you go, I don't know if I agree with that. You know, we talked last month at the meeting about a mindset, and I'm not sure that really fits with what we're trying to achieve. That's fantastic. Bring that all up, bring that to the table. That will be a place, because this is a self-organizing organization. Yeah, we want your input. We need your input in order for us to realize that, oh, I hadn't thought about that before. Because I don't know if you realize this, but I don't know every answer. Although I tell my husband I do. But I don't, none of us do, all right? There's no right, there's no wrong. It's how can we muck along in a way that's positive, proactive, productive, and benefits everybody there. We don't want to set up a precedent for something that's going to hurt someone along the way. And these collabs are a perfect place to try stuff out. Oh, it really worked well in my collab. Well, let's try it in the luminary group. Oh, it really worked well there. Well, let's try it in the... And before we know it, you might have instigated something that becomes a global phenomenon within our community. So it's a place to try stuff out. It's a little petri dish to try things out. And a place to be honest with yourself. I think we've kind of covered that. This is your place where you don't have to pretend about anything. And it's a safe space to try things out. One of the other things that you'll find in a lot of other organizations and groups, if you belong to masterclass community or a mentoring community or whatever, accountability is what drives most things forward. Now we want, excuse me, we want you to be accountable, not from a point of you should, you ought, you need to, but from a place of I'm going to be my best self and this is how I'm going to step up and show it. So the accountability, just like Motivation Monday and Follow Up Friday, that's accountability, but it's in a space of love. It's in a space of nurturing, and it's in a place of how can I help? So in your 3, you can practice that. So if you've got a big, fat, audacious goal that you want to get done, put it into your collab first off and say, hey guys, will you help me with this? And then one of them might want to give you a little daily call. Maybe you want to lose a stone in weight, something really, you know, let's start off with, you know, we've probably all got health goals that we can pick on. You know, I want to be fitter. I want to run 5K. I want to do a marathon. I want to eat more healthily. I want to get more LinkedIn contacts. I want to get 5 new clients, whatever that kind of mental written down end of year plan you might have. Enlist your collab to support you and help you on that. Just that little nudge, 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 because when you have that monthly meeting for an hour or slightly more, you don't want to be the one that goes, I didn't get it. I didn't get around to doing it. And you don't want the people in your collab to go, oh, that's all right, don't worry. You've been busy, it's okay. You want them to go, well, what happened? How you said you were going to do it. So you never said you weren't doing it throughout the month. So we thought by now you would have done it. Now we've been checking on you and you've been saying it's fine, but it wasn't fine. So what happened? Let's unpack that. But without accusation, without making you feel it's big, it's making you go, yeah, I didn't realize I was doing that. Oh gosh, thanks. I didn't spot that at all. So the collab is where you can try stuff out and be accountable for what you want to do. And we've all got that in us. We've all got that mission that I would love to, I really want to, I'm going to write that book, I'm going to do this. Use your collab to support you on that. That's what they're there for. a place to give and receive. It isn't just about you going there, sitting there and going, so these guys are going to help me. Yes, they will help you and they want to help you, but vice versa. You have got a wealth of talent, right? You know so much. You are standing on a mountain of experience of life, plus all the stuff that you have learned and you've researched, all the wonderful things that you know. And this is a perfect place to try things out, to share your experience, to share your talent, your genius, work out what your genius is. But this is a sharing space. So if you spot, say at a meeting, one of your collab didn't do themselves any favors, something really silly, like they were sitting on the call like, you know, like this, and they weren't paying attention, or not paying attention, but they weren't being their best self, and we've got maybe 30-50 guests in the room. You might mention that to them. That's helping them. That's just being aware of something that you could mention in a positive, powerful way to, you know, let them know that they can be their better selves. It's a silly example, I know. But you get what I mean, don't you? You understand. So this collab is a place for you to return to bit by bit. So you're just making a quick call every week, a text or carrier pigeon, whatever your favored mode of contact is. And hi, are you alive? Are you okay? Are you well? Do you need a call? Do you need anything? What can I do for you? And then once a month, you using the suggested agenda that we give out, just go through that and see how powerful that can be, but also get to know these other two really, really well. Because I believe, and I've seen it already so far from my own experience as well, that you think you know yourself, but until you're asked pertinent questions by people that love you, it's a given, they do love you, you're never going to find the answers. You're going to keep bumbling along. And there is a possibility that you might not get on, particularly with your other two people in your collab. What a great opportunity that is to learn, why is it they rub me up the wrong way? Why is it the arrogance just drives me nuts? How can I help them? Because if it's driving me nuts, it might be driving other people nuts as well. So it's unpacking why you're feeling that way and unpacking why they're acting that way. And because you've got this honest, open dialogue, you can have those kind of conversations. And if you're not sure about having them, like, oh, that's always awkward, I don't want to do it. That's what your luminary is there for. They can help you. And if not the luminary, then you come to the next, so the dream team, and one of us will be able to help you and support you as well. There's always someone in Collaboration Global that you can turn to. Okay, so next week we're going to be looking at what happens specifically in a collab, and how you can endorse it, enhance it, make it even better, because it's your group, it's your meeting. I'll see you next time.